Unlike previous chapters, this one did not leak early. And because of that, we're going into this thing with almost no spoilers and no plot synopsis. The story continues in Manga Chapter 71 of Dragon Ball Super. Granola's hunt for revenge is ongoing. Goku and Vegeta's trials and tribulations to become the best they could possibly be is also ongoing. And we have a fated clash between the three main characters of this arc. We're going to go through this thing, but first remember to hit that like button right now for me. It helps push the video out and it helps the channel out quite a bit. And of course, feel free to leave your comments on your thoughts of the manga chapter and what you liked and did not like about 71. Again, punch that like. Oh, and if you're new, subscribe and hit notifications. And also, you're very welcome to the channel where I discuss all things Dragon Ball. But for now, let's talk about Chapter 71. So Goku's training continues with Whis, and he finds out that he has to calm his body and his soul in order to achieve what the angels can do, which is using the mastery of self movement, Ultra Instinct, at all times. So Goku would use Ultra Instinct in base, maybe even use it with transformation. It's not really specified, but he may not even need to. And Whis explains that the whole purpose behind this is so that the stamina problems that Goku had in Ultra Instinct Omen, he will no longer have, while still having the speed and the power of UI. Meanwhile, the silver-haired Ultra Instinct will be used strictly as a last resort. And during this time, Whis remarks that he senses something strange going on, which is obviously supposed to hint at Granolah, or so I believe, and what could be happening. And he's not really sure if Granolah is going to end up being on their side or not. And we do get a shot of Granolah here briefly discussing that he can't return home until he defeats Frieza. But that's not the real story here. At least not yet. The real story is what's up with the Heaters, where we find out that they want to go to Earth, but first they want to go meet Zuno to get some information. If you forgot, Zuno is the all-knowing one of Universe 7 who seems to know everything, so they're going to go there first. The whole idea here, and I do like this, is the fact that the Heaters might not be as strong as Goku, Vegeta, and Granolah, but they are going to be the grand manipulators here behind everything, moving the chess pieces themselves to try to get this battle going and to eventually overthrow Frieza, which is the ultimate plan. What their goal is to find out what the weakness of the Saiyans are and exploit it. And we find out that Gas, interestingly enough, wanted to fight Granolah, and we find out that he's stronger than Frieza, or at least he thinks he's stronger than Frieza. We don't know how strong Frieza's gotten in the past, you know, how much time has happened since Dragon Ball Super Broly, but that is interesting because they're, no pun intended, gassing up Gas for a reason. So there's going to be a big fight involving him at some point. A few weeks later, they get to Zuno's, and hilariously enough, you know, he gets a kiss, which I thought was awesome, and he's willing to answer 10 questions for that kiss. We cut to Goku's training, and he looks awesome, using Ultra Instinct with his eyes closed in his base form. And I really like this scene because it reminds me of the scene from Star Wars with Luke Skywalker training with the blast shield over his eyes. Like, I really enjoy that sort of Zen Buddhist type of training. And whenever Dragon Ball can dig that up, as a fan of martial arts movies, I mean, if you saw my second channel, World of Geekdom, I'm super hyped for that Shang-Chi trailer, yo. That thing was lit, bro. I loved it. With that being said, I love all that kind of Eastern philosophy martial arts stuff, and Toriyama was a pro at it. So seeing it here is a thumbs up from me. Toyotaro then spends a few pages not only showing Goku's training, but also Vegeta's. And to me, it's pretty much Vegeta using HAKAI to blow up rocks. Obviously, we understand that he has to learn how to improve his HAKAI skills, but blowing up rocks is not that impressive at this point in Dragon Ball. However, it becomes very difficult for Toyotaro to convey the progression of Vegeta without showing him blowing up bigger and bigger rocks. So it's not like I'm criticizing it or I think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just funny because as a Dragon Ball fan, blowing up rocks is like something we've seen characters do pre-Z, but this is HAKAI, so he's pretty much vaporizing them out of existence. Even though the way it's drawn here, it looks like a regular explosion, or at least a comic book regular explosion. Hopefully when the anime adapts this, it'll have a different sound effect and a different look to it. And that way we could really tell a difference. After this, we have a time skip. That's right, another time skip but it's unspecified. It just says, some time passed or time passed. And Goku and Vegeta have continued to train, but while that's going on, a very dark and ominous spaceship is coming to Earth, which is basically going to be Oil and Maki, and they're looking for Goku's wife, Chi-Chi. And at this point, I'm thinking, yo, hold up. They better not cross that line, bro. They better not cross that line to messing with that man's wife. Then again, we're talking about heels here, and they don't give a damn. Chi-Chi tells them that Goku's been gone for months, and they want Chi-Chi to summon Goku there because they have a job for him. Obviously, it's one of those things where the weakness of Goku is Chi-Chi, which I love because let me tell you, the Gochis are going to go nuts for this. If the weakness of Goku really is his wife and his family, yeah, I mean, what happened to all those nerds who always say that Goku doesn't care about his family? I might make a whole video debunking that, by the way. But if that's the case here, then great. Because Goku does care about his family and his wife, albeit sometimes he's a little bit too carefree, right? He's a little bit too, in his own head. He still cares about them. Chi-Chi reaches out to Bulma, and Bulma reaches out to Whis because, she has that connection with him, that virtual godly Skype or whatever. So this is about as simple as it gets. We find out that the Heaters tell Chi-Chi that they want Goku and Vegeta to beat up Granolah. I mean, it's that simple. Like, it's literally that simple. Who says he's the strongest in the universe? And to me, it's very simple, which I don't really hate. But what's weird about it is Chi-Chi's kind of pressuring Goku because they need to get paid. Because they're going to offer to pay Goku to do this. And once again, and I've said this in other videos, this is a problem with Dragon Ball Super as a whole. Why is it that Goku needs money when he's best friends with and has been lifelong friends with Bulma, who is the richest woman in the world? Why doesn't Bulma just give the money to Goku? If you're the richest family in the entire world, dog, if I was the richest family in the whole world, you better believe I'm going to break bread with all my friends. Is she really that selfish? Is Vegeta not going to help out? I mean, granted, all they had to say was, hey, Goku is a strong guy, go fight him, and he'll be up for it. But the money thing just seems so weird, and it always has been. So the money they got from Mr. Satan at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super is running out, which I even thought that was weird. The Goku being broke thing is so weird when you save the life of Bulma so many times that she kind of owes you to, pay for your bills the rest of your life. I mean, I would do it. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you have any reasons as to why you think that she's just not helping him out, because it's weird, man. And let me know if you would do it if you were the richest family in the world. I really hope you would say yes, but who knows. Goku and Vegeta are both, of course, very excited, and Whis is willing to take them to Earth. But I'm surprised that Whis is not just kind of finding out what's really going on, because you would think that he would have knowledge of these Heaters, but maybe not. I wonder if he's suspicious of what's going on here, because I know I would be, because this kind of came out of nowhere. Think about it from their perspective. And Beerus, of course, says, we'll see how my training paid off. So by now, Vegeta should have the HAKAI down pat. We'll see. Now, what I found interesting is that, in theory, Vegeta becomes the god of destruction here, because Beerus gives him, I don't know if it's an earring or what it is, but the thing that the gods of destruction have, and he gives it to Vegeta to put on his ear, and I guess that symbolizes that Vegeta is now a god of destruction. So it's not that he's actually taking the role of a destroyer god, but it basically is Beerus trying to tell him, okay, prove to everyone how strong we are. It's more of an ego thing. So don't think that Vegeta is literally like a god of destruction, like taking Beerus' place, but it's more so like Beerus is using him as a vessel so that everybody can know how strong they are. I thought that was kind of cool, I guess. It was a little weird, but is it really necessary? I don't know. But then, to top him, Whis puts his symbol on Goku's chest. So, on his shirt, I mean. So, Goku has Whis' symbol, and Vegeta has Beerus' symbol. That's kind of, where it goes. But unfortunately for Vegeta fans, you have to remember that Whis is more powerful than Beerus. So, does that mean that Goku is more powerful than Vegeta? Probably. But he'll have something to do, I'm guessing, very soon. Talking about Vegeta. Whis issues them a warning, too, about being too overconfident, which I feel like by this point in Dragon Ball, Goku and Vegeta should have figured that out by now. Like, it's been constant with this, and I'm hoping they don't make that same mistake again, but it seems like Whis has to remind them, don't get overconfident, which hopefully this time they won't. Because if they do, man, come on. They should know by now not to ever underestimate anybody. And Whis reminds them that he cannot interfere in mortal affairs. So even though he kind of has in the past, not physically, but you know what happened to Mirrors. Meanwhile, the Heaters have stolen Bulma's Dragon Radar right at Capsule Corp. And no, that can't be good. That cannot be a good omen of things to come. Zuno, of course, told them about it. And they can't pick up any Earth Dragon balls because it appears like the balls are not being used because of the fact that a wish was made. Now, obviously the wish they're referring to is the one from Dragon Ball Super Broly, which means that this saga, or at least this part of it, takes place within a year after Dragon Ball Super Broly. So that's an interesting thing to notate. Also, the Dragon Radar will work on Planet Cereal, and the idea now is to go to Planet Cereal and use those balls because they don't turn to stone. So you can use those balls as often as possible, and that's, and again, an interesting piece of lore. But what will that mean for the future? What about other people using those balls? We'll find out. So anyways, they agree to pay Chi-Chi and Sky Gold, and Whis arrives 30 minutes later with Goku and Vegeta to meet up with the Heaters. And they choose to go on the Heater ship to Planet Cereal to confront Granolah and meet him for the first time. It'll take 18 days to get there, but Goku and Vegeta have some nice facilities there on that ship, including an indoor swimming pool, which sounds really awesome. So the manipulation continues as Granolah gets contacted from Mackie, and he's basically told that, yes, we have finally found Frieza, which is what Granolah wants, but it turns out that Frieza knows that Granolah is after him, so Frieza dispatched 2 assassins to go take out Granolah, which is Goku and Vegeta. So this is the grand manipulation here, in that they're trying to get Goku and Vegeta to work against Granolah and vice versa. And it's pretty interesting how they're doing this. And Granolah is surprised that they're actually Saiyans because he thought they were all wiped out, but I guess a few of them survived, is his whole kind of shocking revelation. But at the same time, in his world, they're working for Frieza, even though we know they really aren't. And so the chapter ends with Granolah by himself, remarking that it's been 50 years, but revenge will finally be his. But when Goku arrives and meets him, is he going to be able to sense that Granolah's not a bad guy, like what he did in Dragon Ball Super Broly with Broly? That's what I'm wondering about. But it looks like the next chapter is going to be Granolah versus Goku and Vegeta, either one-on-one or in a handicap match. We'll see, 2-on-1. But a lot of build-up in this chapter for a fight coming up next chapter. Let's see how it goes. Overall, pretty good chapter, I would say. And I like the little bit of comedy there, a little bit of action. Not too much, but, you know, interesting training and a time skip. So we'll see how it goes. But I am wondering what Granolah was doing this whole time. Was he training, or was he waiting to hear from the Heaters? I feel like he should be a bit more proactive in his hunt for Frieza. But it's whatever. It's not really a big issue. By the way, I have a stream I'm probably going to do in a couple days here on the channel where we'll be discussing this chapter and what's coming up next. So remember to be there so I can talk to all of you live. I'll see you then.